Well, folks, here we are again for the weekly forecast. And during this last week, of course, we dealt with a storm system last weekend that hit western Nebraska and then slid through on Sunday to catch southern Nebraska with some very light rainfall. Then we had another impulse move across the Central Plains Monday night into Tuesday, primarily seeing some significant moisture in locations in southwest, south central Nebraska between a half an inch and an inch in some locations. And then that slowly dissipated as it moved toward the east. We did see some light precipitation, but nothing extraordinary. And unfortunately, this lack of moisture with all of these events is starting to add up. And if we go to the current drought monitor that was released on Thursday morning, you will notice that we are starting to see some abnormally dry conditions being expanded toward the north and northeast. And primarily this is a function of the last 60 days. Although we've been getting a lot of precipitation events, they've been meager at most, and we're looking at some record dry precipitation totals in portions of eastern Nebraska, along with record April cold. So the concern with that expansion of dryness is there, coming from the southern plains moving northward. We're not basically worried too much yet about the drought, but we would like to see some significant moisture to help alleviate some of these deficits that have built up over the last 60 days. So as we go to the upper air models, what we'll notice for this weekend is excellent planting weather. We have a ridge in place with a trough to the east and west of us. Very warm conditions expected this entire week, and we should be well into the 70s and possibly low 80s across southern Nebraska, with high pressure firmly in control, southerly flow along the backside of this high pressure, bringing up copious moisture into the region. So we do see some potential for some scattered shower activity over the southern Rockies as this trough starts to make its way in on Sunday. We'll start to see some energy shooting out from that trough into toward the central plains. Series of low pressure systems located along the lee sides of the Rocky Mountains. The low pressure system up in the northern plains will give us a better shot of moisture with some scattered moisture in the southern portion of the plains region. And as we get into Monday, this trough begins to make its way toward the east, so we have low pressure firmly in control. I suspect we'll see some severe weather outbreak developing on Monday across the midsection of the country. We do show some scattered thunderstorm activity. Some of this down in the central plains may become severe, especially as we go into Tuesday. As the northern stream trough breaks away from the southern stream, moves toward the Great Lakes, we get a series of lows down in Texas and toward the southwest that will help pump moisture up into the central plains. Some of that moisture interacting with the northern phase. Of course, we get the thunderstorm activity. Another line of thunderstorms develops and possibly hitting southeast Nebraska with severe weather. And then we really see the separation as we get into Wednesday as that trough hangs back in the southern plains. So we are going to see those low pressures at the surface continue to pump moisture into the region. Widespread convective outbreak possibly moving up into southeastern Nebraska as we go into Wednesday. And then as Thursday, the Great Lakes trough moves to the east. The southern plains trough starts to break apart. And of course, no, this doesn't mean snow. We had a computer glitch with the models, so we don't have the surface pressures, but we do basically have a low pressure system that was depicted here in the southern plain or southern Mississippi Valley, which will throw a tremendous volume of precipitation into the eastern Corn Belt. And then as we get into Friday, that trough moves to the east, bringing cool air to the Great Lakes, but high pressure firmly in control, and looks like another extended period here in the central United States where we could see some decent planting weather, particularly as we go in from Saturday through the following Tuesday as the heavy precipitation moves off into the southeastern United States. So the 8 to 14-day forecast shows a brief bit of cooling behind that trough. I think this is overplayed to some extent. I think we'll be more into the warmer sector. And in terms of precipitation, I think we're probably seeing this drier conditions drop a little bit farther south and this moisture moving a little bit more to the east than is currently depicted. But overall, at least we have a respectable chance of some shower activity next week with the potential for some scattered severe weather breaking out across the central plains.